Hello, as I'm sure you've read in the title of this video, we're going to be looking at bar chords today. Now, this isn't something that a beginner might want to try straight away, but by all means, give it a go, whatever level you're at, but it's going to be something for my intermediate guitarists to really unlock that next level of playing. Now, the reason for this is because it basically unlocks your whole guitar fretboard. Rather than just being able to play chords in one position, such as this E major chord here in our first open position, it allows you to be able to play the same chord now, for example here, here, or even here. And that means you can play many different things in many different styles, as well as some chords that you can't play in open positions, such as a B minor chord, for example, which I've just shown you there, which you can't play in an open position like we can one of our C chords or something, okay? So, what actually goes into playing that bar chord? First of all, we need to pick a place where we're going to be putting our finger down to play this bar chord. Now, you're going to want to pick somewhere in the middle of your guitar fretboard. That's going to be either your 3rd, 4th, 5th frets, for example. You don't want to be right down here at your 1st frets. It's going to be quite tricky to press down all the strings that you need to play. Because the strings are so close to the note, the tension's quite high, it's quite difficult there. Same point, you don't want to go too far the other way, and you don't want to be pressing down trying our bar chords way up here on our guitar neck, because the frets get much smaller and the guitar neck gets much wider, so that makes it difficult as well. A great place to practice this, like I was saying, is either 3rd, 4th or 5th frets. We're going to pick the 3rd fret to talk about this today, okay? So, once you've picked that 3rd fret, you're going to need to make sure you do a few key things. First and foremost, you're going to want to make sure you're pressing your first finger down nice and flat, close to the edge of the frets. So just behind the fret here. You don't want to be in the middle, you want to be just behind the fret. And as I was just saying there, you don't want to press your finger down flat onto the guitar neck like this. You're going to want to do it slightly on its side. Now what does that do? As I'm sure you probably noticed, you've got some creases, some indents where your joints join together on your fingers. By turning our finger slightly on its side, it can eliminate that problem. Makes it slightly more flat, makes it easier to press down. So, first and foremost, with that first finger, you're going to be covering all of your strings. You're going to turn it slightly on its side, just behind the frets. Obviously try and press them all down. And try and get everyone to ring. Now, you're probably not going to be able to do that straight away, but there's a couple of other things that a couple of other tips I can give you that will help with that. For example, we were just talking about those creases. You might need a little bit of a trial and error checking where the best place is for you to press that finger down. You might want to try going a little bit further this way towards towards your head, or coming a little bit further this way. It all depends exactly where your fingers line up with those ridges on your guitar, okay? So, first steps out of the way. We've got a finger on its side, and obviously we've tried to avoid any indents in our fingers that line up with the strings. But we're also going to need to make sure we keep our thumb on our left hand round the back of the guitar neck. You're going to need to keep it here, because if it starts creeping around this way, you're not going to be able to press down your bar chord successfully. If you notice people when they play bar chords, you won't be able to see their thumb here unless it was a really small neck, because it's basically impossible to be able to press down a bar chord like this whilst you've got your thumb round this way. You just can't reach. So you're going to keep it around the back of your guitar neck, but you're going to need to keep it on the actual guitar neck. A lot of people I see doing bar chords, they bring the thumb off round to the side like this or something. You won't have the adequate tension you need to be able to press that down successfully if you do that. So keep that thumb around the back of your guitar neck and try and line it up with the middle finger, okay? So that's where it should be hovering in line with the middle finger, okay? So, once we've done those two things, the final tip here is going to be arguably one of the most important tips I can ever give you, which is that rather than trying to press that finger down with your hand, okay, you're going to actually be pulling from your elbow. So think about the muscle groups. This is going to be much stronger than just using your first finger or hand on its own, isn't it? Okay? So you're going to be pressing down with that finger on its side, thumb in the middle, but you're actually going to be applying your pressure, the weight, by pulling your elbow towards yourself, like you're fist pumping basically. And that can take this is me trying just with pressing with my hand. That's just with my hand, not very good, is it? But here's the exact same thing, literally just changing to pulling from my elbow instead. Massive difference, isn't it? Okay? And all that I did there was just, instead of trying to press with my hand like that, I just pulled with my elbow towards myself. And you might notice, obviously, if you're practicing this, your guitar might feel the need to kick out like that. That's fine. You've got this hand here to stabilise it, haven't you? Okay? So that's what that's there for. Now, if you practice all three of those things, I guarantee you'll get much better at your bar chords.